Hey everybody, welcome back to day 3 in Draugen. Things are getting weird. There's a murder, potentially. Could be an accident. Could be committed by another kid. Could be there's motive for other people. You guys know, you've been watching. It's weird, and I love it. I'm starting to think that, like, our wife might not even be a thing. Like, or our wife, I should say. Our sister, sorry. I know one time we're going to look in that mirror and it's not going to be what we think.
Where are you?
I'm upstairs.
Oh, of course. So we haven't had any of those weird dreams.
Is that you?
Yeah, I just called. Of course it's me.
Alice!
I'm in here.
Oh, she's in Ruth's room. Ruth's the girl who got killed or had an accident. We don't know.
This is her room.
Correct.
Are you paying attention? Ruth. Can you imagine? One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then nothing. Darkness. Forever and ever.
Yeah, it's kind of... Yeah,
Maybe
I can.
there's something here that can tell us what happened to her.
This is a waste of my time.
We might be the only ones left to tell her story, Edward.
You're just being melodramatic.
Well, I still think...
I'll help you look.
I still think we follow the breadcrumbs to, hopefully, our sister.
Ruth was an artist.
This is very primitive.
Have you ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet, she was 8. This must be the village church. That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle.
Yeah.
Simon and his father on the other.
A community divided.
It's funny because we just came up here to check these out on our own. But now we get to bounce the ideas off her.
She found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
A cave.
Or the mine.
It could be.
Yup.
But what did she find?
Something important enough to draw.
Yeah, it looks like treasure. And there's a reference to the brothers finding something in the mine as well.
That must be Ruth and Simon's fathers.
Perhaps. They weren't on the best of terms.
They look like they want to kill each other.
To a child, maybe it looked worse than it was.
Children are
Possible.
more insightful than you give them credit for, Teddy Bear.
Ooh, we didn't see this before.
She made her bed that morning. Before she...
Or her parents did. It doesn't matter. It tells us nothing.
Why are you like this today? Betty's not the only person in the world that matters.
She matters the most to me.
Ain't that the truth? Ruth never finished this. What does that spell?
Forbandalson?
F-O-R-B.
Banelson. The curse.
What's that figure
Oh.
supposed to be? It's creepy.
A figment of her imagination. But the box she drew,
It's like the one she found in the mine.
it looks like this box
hello.
on her desk.
Really? Let me see. Pull it out.
This is a second reference to a curse. What is this?
What is this?
Oh, that's that little brooch that was
I
on
believe
her.
This might qualify as actual treasure.
It was on that
Is that
doll.
Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient. Viking coins.
Are they valuable?
Not in terms of monetary value, but historically. Well, they belong in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had her own private museum.
Why would a child have these artifacts?
She must have enjoyed collecting and playing with them.
These are much too precious to play with. She should have given these to an adult.
She was a child, Edward. To her, they were just shiny toys. Wait! The pin. On the doll.
Exactly.
This is where it came from. Her collection.
But where did she find these treasures?
If we're to believe her drawing, perhaps the mine. She may have found a gravesite.
We gotta go to the mine.
She wanted to keep them hidden.
And we gotta jump
You
the
think
fence.
someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things.
I mean, unless they had like a huge monetary value. Like you said, historians or whatever. I don't know.
There's a story here. The treasure box, the drawings.
The overactive mind of an imaginative child.
She didn't imagine the Viking artifacts. You shouldn't be so dismissive. The drawings could be her way of dealing with traumatic
This is
events.
what happens when I read you the principles of psychology. You get notions.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Ruth was troubled. The village was troubled, and... Is that a bell?
The church bell?
Someone's here. Maybe Betty.
Why would
this?
Betty ring the church bell?
Perhaps she's in trouble. I need to get to the church right now.
Wait, isn't it more likely to be the person you saw the other night? We
I
should be
told
careful.
you, I'm not sure that was anything. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there.
Oh, look at
I need a
this.
minute to think about
Oh, look at this.
all of this.
Draugen. A overnatural something. Forecomer. That is exactly what she drew here. What? Some type of monster or like,
Do you see anyone?
They must be inside the church.
let's go. Whoa, wait a second. Oh, okay. We'll do this quick. Man, I'm so intrigued. Like, this is really cool. And one thing I appreciate, because there is a lot of complexities between the characters that we're learning about, they do a really good job of, like, explaining and reminding us of who the people are. Okay, can't go this way. Like, yesterday when they were talking about the brothers and they were, like, explaining who is married to who and who's the son of who, and like it's just really good to get that stuff, to get reminders of that stuff from time to time. That thing better keep ringing until I get there.
Where are you?
I'm up at the barn.
Well, okay.
July 24th. Memorial service. A commemoration of the accident at the mine this past...
All these fresh graves. Do you think that maybe
No.
Betty...
No one's touched these since yesterday. Regardless of how they got past the boards, there's someone in there.
Who did this?
Someone who'd lost their faith.
Gone fishing?
God is not here.
Well, of course he isn't. You won't find God in a church. God is the wind in the trees, the grass between your toes.
Okay, Lissy.
The brook that runs
That's
through.
nature.
But what the
not
hell are you...
God.
Can you peek through the boards?
See, we saw that thing had fallen
See anyone?
before.
No,
Listen, the bell. They're still in there.
I don't know what the heck's going on.
Hello? I heard the bell.
This is giving me the
I'm here to help.
heebie-jeebies.
These boards look flimsy enough to break.
Yeah, let's go. It's time.
Look at that. The Ethel becomes an Edward. I didn't think you had it in you, old fruit.
Be
Hey.
quiet. Betty? Are you here? Hello? This is Edward Harden. I'm looking for my sister,
Stop
Elizabeth.
shouting, Edward. We're alone. There are only ghosts here.
There are no ghosts.
I don't know about that. What's this rope for?
The bell.
This is the bell we heard ringing?
I
I don't
guess.
see any other bells.
So you have to stand here and...
See? Look,
Oh,
Betty's gloves.
these are, of course.
They are definitely Betty's.
Oh, for
She got
shit's
these
sake.
in Boston before she left for New York. She bought them at Woolworth. I remember the day she... She's here.
Where? And why would she leave her clothes lying
Yeah, like,
around?
what the
It doesn't make
frick?
sense.
She's sending me a message.
Is she, though?
She knew I'd recognize her gloves, her hat. She's left a trail for me to follow, like Ariadne's red thread.
We're not in a lab.
Betty will have left more crumbs.
Betty. You're turning into such a pill.
Okay, let's see. Chill pill, speaking of.
What happened here?
The sign on the door. God is not here. Their faith was challenged, and it didn't survive. They considered this a sacred place. For them to destroy it. This was an act of desperation. The church book, a record of births and deaths.
So we can find out what happened to the people in the
Probably
village?
not.
And Elizabeth. I mean, if she was dead,
Her name would be in the book.
Yeah. Oh, pages torn out?
vandals. Tore it to pieces.
I don't think the missing pages left the church. Look,
Anderson?
we need to find all the pages. How many pages are missing?
I counted 4.
They're probably all still here. I know. Let's make it a competition. 1-0 to Team Me. I wanted you to find that one. I know what a rotten loser you are. The final dinner.
The Last Supper.
Final
Who taught
dinner.
you about the New Testament.
I pick up on things.
The final dinner.
What are you doing?
The final lunchtime.
We're in a church.
Thought you didn't believe in God.
I do believe in civility.
Jesus looks sad.
What reason would Jesus have to be happy?
Don't be blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic.
That's gonna upset some people.
I've never
Something's
seen you read the
underlined
Bible
here.
before.
I've read the Bible many times. It's an important historical document. For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
Did you just translate that into Old English?
I happen to know the verse by heart.
Why?
You still manage to surprise me sometimes.
Can we hear that
For
again?
he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
Who has made both
Did you
one?
just translate that into Old English?
I happen to know the verse by heart.
You still manage to surprise me sometimes. What's that?
The last sermon that was held here.
What does it say?
The vicar's handwriting is hard to decipher, and the language. He talks about the village being divided for 20 years. This sermon was held on the anniversary of the accident this past summer. He's asking the congregation to help heal old wounds, to forgive, and move on. Something to the effect of, you sit in separate aisles in God's house.
Like Ruth's drawing. I told you, she was perceptive.
Yeah, that's fair.
Here's something else. Many of you believe Grovik was cursed 20 years ago. God has not cursed you. This curse is of your own making.
Ruth's drawing mentioned a curse. What do you think that means?
It means they believed they were cursed, and that they needed something or someone to blame for their misfortune. Tilly Verandra.
Edward?
Forgive each other. It addresses Johann and Frederick directly, but I wonder if they were even here.
Remember the wedding picture? They were close friends once.
Well, yeah, a long time ago.
How could they allow their grudge to escalate until...
You call each other traitors, but the only thing you've betrayed are the bonds that unite us. It sounds like Grovik was split in two, between those who stood by Johann and those who supported Frederick.
Because of Ruth?
The sermon is from
No,
before
this
that.
is- yeah.
No, this is all about the preceding 20 years of division and disagreements.
Huh.
You found another one? Just one more page missing.
Is it in the aisles or what?
Isn't this a fire hazard?
They're not always lit. Each candle represents a single prayer.
That's a lot of prayers.
There were a lot of deaths.
Found another one. You get
Nice.
it. It's right here.
Good job. You win.
2 for 2. A tie. Good job, Teddy. Old
Stop,
bean.
Lissy. This is not a game. Betty's out there.
Of horse feathers. Stop being so gosh darn tedious, Edward. Betty, Betty, Betty. Will you ever shut up about your precious Betty?
Man, I don't...
Put those pages back in the book.
I still don't
and I'll
get
stop
this
trying to cheer
relationship.
you up.
Okay.
This book goes back years. It lists births and deaths. Here's the third Fretland brother. The one who died in the cave-in. Someone added the word for Banelson, probably quite recently.
What does that mean again?
Curse. That
So look,
word is
curse,
all over
curse,
this
curse,
book.
curse.
Not just the men who died in the mine, but other deaths in the last 20 years.
Ruth's drawing and the sermon both mentioned a curse. What do you think it means?
I don't know. There were surprisingly few births.
Perhaps they blame that on the curse as well.
I'm just trying to make out some of these. So Frederick and Margaret. That's their marriage, I guess. And I guess this, like, column that says Gravik in it is the location of all these situations. And then it says, like, does that say a gift? Fretland up there as well. Anderson. So who's it? Hold up. Who's it say up there? Arbelstad, Tramber, and Fretland. So those are the three that died in the mine thing that says curse. And then these two are also Carl Jacob Olsen and Haynes Edvard Hausau, maybe? Holy frick.
Look here. Ruth Elsa
Ooh.
Fretland. She was buried in the cemetery. And the next entry, Simon Fretland. Now this is interesting.
It says,
Simon is dead? Oh, that's strange.
well, it says everybody's dead.
Drowned. The day after Ruth died. Probably no coincidence. See
Huh.
what's scribbled next to it?
Mord?
Murder.
Who killed him? Ruth's father?
What?
Or the mob that trashed the store?
It doesn't say. After the children, a half dozen deaths in a single week.
The curse.
It's listed as the cause for every single death.
Maybe there really was a curse.
Primitive superstition. But something changed after Ruth and Simon. It might explain why there's no one around.
Edward, if it killed everyone, how's that not a curse? What does that word say? Next to those names at the bottom. Foradar.
It says like,
Traitor.
oh. So then who's writing these? Lindvald and Berg?
Edward? What's wrong?
Final entry. There's no name.
Yeah, like they didn't know who it was.
What if
Oh, Edward, no.
Could be.
It doesn't mean she's...
she's not dead? She can't be. I'd know.
Teddy.
I need to see the grave for myself. It's not Betty.
Oh boy.
Betty's still alive.
Teddy? Where are you going? Don't leave me!
I'm digging.
Edward!
You better not be here, Betty. I'll never forgive you.
Oh, we're
This
digging.
one. It's unmarked.
What are you doing? Have you gone completely mad? Edward, stop it!
Wow.
Thank God. It's not her. It's not Betty. It's not her.
Oh, Edward. What have you done?
It's not Elizabeth. I was so afraid.
You're a monster.
But I had to be sure. If Betty...
To hell with your Betty! When did she ever shed a tear for you?
Don't talk about my baby sister
Or
like
what?
that.
Or what, Edward? What will you do? Ignore us? Banish us?
What?
You've spent your entire life chasing her. When are you going to do something useful with what's left of it?
Quiet! Just leave me be.
Fine.
Whoa. Okay.
Lizzie? Alice? Come back.
Okay.
Don't leave me alone. Please.
That explains a
Come
lot.
back. I need you.
Oh, maybe. Because she says, when are you going to leave us alone or whatever? Oh. Maybe she's like a figment of our imagination that is our younger sister. And you could even argue Lissy sounds like Lizzie, like Elizabeth. Could it be?
Lizzie? Where are you?
Could it be? I think it could be. Okay. She's here.
I was afraid you'd left me. Now listen to me. No!
Whoa. Oh, this is outstanding, man.
Lizzie. Hey. Lizzie, please listen to me. I didn't mean what I said.
Of course you meant it. Everything's always about Betty. Betty, Betty.
I care about you both.
Until it really matters. Then it's obvious who matters more.
I thought she was dead.
I wish she was!
Don't.
What the frick?
You deserve to be alone.
Please, talk to me.
What's there to talk about?
You can't keep running away from me.
It's like doesn't let us
Do you
click on
think
any
you
of
own
these.
Me? That you control me? That you get to decide how I feel and what I do every minute of every day? That I'm your puppet, your little plaything?
Maybe.
Well, fuck you, Edward Charles Harden. I never should have come here with you on this pointless chase.
Now, be reasonable.
Oh shit.
Alice,
Don't do it.
what are you doing?
What I should have done years ago.
She can't be
Now
real.
you'll learn to appreciate us.
Yeah, see?
Now listen.
Us.
Please listen. Hear me out. don't do this. You can't do this to me.
See, it doesn't let you.
I'm not whole without you. I can't lose you. I can't live without you. Don't.
Oh
Please,
my
no,
God.
No. What? No.
Holy shit.
Oh, Alice. What have you done? Please be all right.
Okay.
Please don't.
Okay.
You make me sick.
Here we go.
Edward. Your mother and father would be ashamed. Elizabeth would be ashamed. They
What?
did not think you deserved their love, so they abandoned you.
Don't.
Oh, my child. We are all that you have, and we love you. We are here. With us, you are never alone. Do not forget.
No, Never. I never forget. I am never alone.
What?